Imagine getting your first smartphone and, within just a few years, it's already considered ancient. Now think about your grandparents growing up in a time when phones didn't even move from the wall. That gap in experience? It's widening faster than ever. And not just with phones. It took humans about 400 years to go from inventing eyeglasses to inventing the microscope. But it only took 60 years to go from discovering DNA's structure to editing it. That's not just progress. That's a whole new gear. This pace is part of a real, growing idea called accelerationism. It's not a sci-fi theory. It's a philosophy that's being talked about seriously by both tech leaders and radical thinkers. At its core, accelerationism is the belief that instead of slowing down or fixing our fast-changing, tech-driven world, we should speed it up even more, because that might force the next big transformation, whether it's collapse or evolution. Why would anyone want to accelerate toward a potential disaster? Some believe it's the only way to break free from the current system and reach a better world. Others think the crash is inevitable, so why drag it out? What makes this idea stand out is that people on both extremes of the political spectrum are drawn to it, even though their reasons are totally different. Some on the left see technology as a way to eventually replace capitalism and free people from hard labor. Some on the right see tech and capitalism as unstoppable forces that will strip humanity down to its core, whether we like it or not. But here's the question that really hits home. If things are moving faster than anyone can manage, and no one seems to be steering, where are we even going? This isn't just theory. Every time we build smarter tech, from AI to automation, it brings helpful tools, like diagnosing illness or reducing work. But it also brings danger, like manipulation, surveillance, and warfare. These tools don't come with clear instructions. They just come fast. We're often told that we're powerless in this ride, that we're stuck in a runaway vehicle of progress. But maybe we're not. Maybe, sometimes, we can hit the brakes, take a different turn, or at least ask where we're headed. Understanding accelerationism isn't about picking sides. It's about realizing just how fast everything's changing, and deciding whether we want to be passive passengers or responsible drivers. Because this isn't just about the future of technology, it's about the future of us. Most people don't consciously choose to live in an accelerating world. We just wake up to newer phones, faster software, and more powerful AI every year. The updates never stop. But behind all of it is a dangerous assumption that newer automatically means better. We rarely stop to ask why we're advancing, or who benefits from it. That's one of the core insights behind accelerationism. It reveals how little input most people have in shaping the direction of the future. We aren't building the system. We're being pulled along by it. One strange but important idea from some thinkers is that this system may have taken on a kind of life of its own. Not like a robot uprising, but more like a self-reinforcing loop of tech, money, and data. Each feeds the next. More innovation leads to more profits, which funds more innovation. No one needs to plan it. It just happens. This raises a key question. Is technology still a tool we use, or has it become the environment we live inside? We now design our lives around technology, our jobs, relationships, even our sense of identity. And unlike past tools like the hammer or the car, today's tools change us while we use them. Social media shapes attention. Algorithms guide what we believe. AI mimics our creativity. This is why accelerationism, while fringe-sounding, taps into something real. It's not just about faster technology. It's about whether society can keep up with what it creates and what happens if it can't. Some voices suggest we can harness this momentum for good, but that means stepping back, asking better questions, and refusing to let speed replace direction. What kind of world are we trying to build? Who gets to decide? And if no one's in control, then maybe the most important thing we can do is slow down just enough to think clearly before the next leap forward. Because progress isn't just about how fast we move, it's about where we're trying to go. One of the clearest signs that we're moving too fast is how often people feel exhausted, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Every day brings more updates, more news, more change. It's easy to feel like you're always behind. That's not just burnout. That's a symptom of a system that's running without pauses. Accelerationism helps explain this feeling. It suggests that the systems around us, technology, capitalism, and culture, are designed not just to grow, but to grow faster over time. It's like being on a treadmill that speeds up every few minutes, whether you're ready or not. Even if some people can keep up, others fall behind. That's not a bug. It's a feature of the system. Those who can't afford the latest devices, can't adapt to automation, or can't chase the newest skills get left out. Acceleration doesn't just increase speed. It increases gaps in income, opportunity, access, and stability. This is where the conversation turns from abstract ideas to very real consequences. For example, when AI automates a job, it's not just about efficiency. It's about one person gaining power while another loses their paycheck. When digital platforms grow faster than regulation, misinformation spreads before anyone has time to check it. When apps demand constant engagement, people lose time, focus, and often mental health. Progress without control creates winners and losers faster than ever, and often without warning. So what can we do? We might not be able to stop technological change, but we can insist on more control over how it's used. That means stronger digital rights, smarter regulation, and a shift in how we talk about innovation, not as something that's always good, but as something that needs to be guided. It also means recognizing that the fastest solution isn't always the best one. Just because we can do something faster doesn't mean we should. Maybe progress needs a steering wheel. Maybe it also needs a brake. Because if the system we've built is truly speeding up on its own, then the most radical thing we can do isn't to race ahead, but to think harder about what we're building, who it's for, and what we might be losing along the way. It's easy to say we should slow down, but what does that really mean? Especially in a world where everything keeps speeding up, whether we like it or not. It doesn't mean going backwards or rejecting technology. Slowing down means making space for control, choice, and understanding. It's about designing systems that serve people, not just profit or momentum. Here's what that can look like in everyday life and policy. Human-first design. Instead of building tech just because it's possible, companies can focus on whether it's actually needed. Does this tool solve a real problem or just create a new one? For example, not every app needs to be addictive. Not every platform needs to collect your data. Slower updates. Tech companies race to release new versions of products every year. But what if they focused on long-term quality and transparency instead? Phones could last longer. Software could prioritize privacy. The result wouldn't be slower progress. It would be better progress. Digital rights and laws that keep up. Governments usually fall behind technology, but they don't have to. They can pass laws that protect privacy, prevent algorithmic bias, and ensure that AI tools are tested before wide release. It's not about banning innovation. It's about making sure it doesn't harm people. Education for the world we're actually in. Most schools still teach for the 20th century. We need education that prepares people to live with automation, understand AI, and think critically about media. That means teaching how to navigate complexity, not just memorize facts. Time to reflect. In a fast system, stillness is radical. Taking time to think, read, or talk without distractions isn't wasted time. It's how people stay grounded. Reflection is how we avoid blindly accepting what's handed to us. It's how we shape the world, instead of letting it shape us. Technology should fit human life, not force us to fit it. Slowing down isn't about giving up speed. It's about regaining direction. Because right now, it's like we're all on a runaway train, and the only thing more dangerous than going too fast is not knowing where we're headed. The goal isn't to stop the train. It's to figure out who's driving, where we want to go, and how to build a future that works for more than just a few. The first step might be the simplest, asking better questions about what we're building, why, and at what cost. Because if we never stop to ask, we might not like the answers we find when we finally arrive. The pace of change can feel overwhelming. When everything is getting faster, AI, automation, news, expectations, it's natural to feel small. But the truth is, individuals still matter. What we choose to pay attention to, support, and reject actually shapes the future. Here are a few clear, practical things anyone can do to respond to acceleration in daily life. First, control your attention. Your attention is one of your most valuable resources. The tech economy is built on competing for it. Notifications, ads, feeds, algorithms. But you can take it back. Turn off non-essential notifications. Set intentional no-screen hours. Use tools that block distractions. Ask, is this helping me or using me? Every click and scroll trains the system. When you're intentional with your time, you push back against the design of mindless speed. Second, learn how systems work. You don't need to be a tech expert, but basic knowledge of how data is collected, how algorithms operate, and what AI actually does puts you back in control. Learn where your data goes when you use free services. Read up on how social media sorts your feed. Stay informed about the real uses and limits of AI tools. Understanding removes mystery. And mystery is where power gets abused. Third, support tech that respects you. Not all technology is exploitative. Some companies build tools that prioritize ethics, privacy, and transparency. Support those. Use open source or privacy-first alternatives. Choose services that don't rely on invasive data collection. Pay for products instead of trading your data. Every dollar is a vote. Every user base is a signal. Demand tech that values people over speed. Fourth, talk about it, out loud. The systems we live in thrive when we stay silent or distracted. But real change often starts in conversation. Talk with friends and family about the impact of tech. Ask questions at work or school when something seems off. Share knowledge, not just opinions. The more people think critically, the harder it is for bad ideas to hide behind flashy tech. Fifth, reclaim boredom. This one might sound odd, but boredom matters. That quiet space where your mind isn't stimulated by a screen, that's where real creativity and reflection begin. Leave time unscheduled. Go for a walk without a podcast. Don't fill every silence with content. In a world built to eliminate stillness, choosing boredom is a form of rebellion. It's also a way to remember what you actually think and feel. You may not control the whole system, but you control how you show up in it. You control your choices, your voice, your time. And when enough people do that, something bigger happens. Acceleration isn't destiny. It's just one path. But better paths begin when people, real people, start choosing more thoughtfully, living more intentionally, and asking the hard questions that progress alone won't answer. So much of the modern world is built on momentum. We push forward because that's what we've always done. But when the pace of life, work, and progress keeps accelerating, we eventually have to stop and ask, to what end? That's the question accelerationism puts on the table, even if the answers are deeply uncertain. Some imagine a future shaped by AI-managed economies, where work is optional and abundance is automated. Others picture digital authoritarianism, where power is concentrated in the hands of those who own the algorithms. Still others believe the system will break entirely, forcing a full reset, political, technological, or environmental. The truth is, no one knows. And that's the point. We are no longer just building tools. We are building systems that think, systems that learn, systems that influence. The direction these systems take will depend on millions of small decisions made every day by developers, voters, consumers, lawmakers, and regular people. The future won't be decided by technology alone. It will be decided by the values we build into it. Will we reward tools that deepen inequality or those that expand opportunity? Will we design AI to replace humans or to empower them? Will we keep assuming faster is better, or will we start asking better questions? No single solution will fix everything. But every action matters. And maybe the biggest shift isn't in machines at all, but in mindset. The most important innovation ahead might be a cultural one. A collective decision to be more thoughtful, more deliberate, and more human in how we build, use, and respond to the systems shaping our lives. The future isn't something we just enter. It's something we help create. The pace may not slow down, but our awareness can sharpen, our choices can deepen, and our voices can still steer. And maybe that's where real progress begins.